Hello dear students, welcome back to Social Science class. Today we will discuss chapter 8, the first empire, the Mauryas. Under this chapter we will discuss about Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, Ashoka the Great and a brief note on the Mauryan administration and lastly the decline of the Mauryas. Let us get started. A vast kingdom is known as empire. Magadha under the Mauryan dynasty became India's first empire. In order to control a huge empire, the kings needed large army and administrators. The ruler of the Mauryan dynasty extended its boundaries from Magadha in the east to Kandahara in the northwest to deep south. Let us discuss about the first ruler and founder of the Mauryas. The Mauryan dynasty was founded by Chandragupta Maurya in 321 BCE. He came to power by dethroning the last ruler of Nanda dynasty, that is Dhanananda, under the guidance of his teacher Kautilya at the age of 25. The northwest of India was ruled by the representative of Alexander Seleucus Nicator till Punjab. In 305 BCE, Chandragupta declared war against him and the battle ended in an agreement. Chandragupta made a gift of 500 elephants to the Greek general and obtained the territory across the river Indus. Chandragupta Maurya established a big empire which included important cities like Pataliputra, Takshila and Ujjain. Pataliputra was the capital of the Mauryan Empire. In our online class, we have seen more about Chandragupta Maurya through videos. Now, I will give you a short note on Bindusara. Bindusara was the son of Chandragupta Maurya. He succeeded Chandragupta Maurya. He was also guided by Kautilya. It is said that Bindusara conquered the land between the two seas, presumably the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. He campaigned in the Deccan, extending Mauryan control in the peninsula as far south as Mysore. By the time of his death, the entire subcontinent had practically come under Mauryan control. The only that remained hostile and unconquered was Kalinga, coastal Odisha on the east coast. It was Ashoka the Great who finally conquered and occupied Kalinga. Now I will give you a brief note on Ashoka the Great. Ashoka was one of the most popular emperors of India. He was the last emperor of the Mauryan dynasty. He was the grandson of Chandragupta and son of Bindusara. Let us see how did Ashoka come into power. Upon his father's death, there was a quarrel between Ashoka and his brothers. So they engaged in a war. Thus, in the war, Ashoka defeated all his brothers and he came into power. Ashoka then waged a war against Kalinga 8 years later. This was the only war waged by him after becoming a king. Kalinga was an independent feudal kingdom located on the east coast, that is in present-day Odisha and north parts of Arunachal Pradesh. It is known as the deadliest war in the history of India. The reason for invading Kalinga were both political and economic. Kalinga was a prosperous region consisting of peaceful and artistically skilled people. Ashoka declared war on the Kalingas because they refused to accept the rule of the Mauryan Empire. The 13th rock inscription of Ashoka provides more information on this battle. In this battle, 1,50,000 prisoners were taken, 1,00,000 people died, many became refugees. Though Ashoka won the war, he was disturbed by the deaths and the pain that people had to go through during the war. This changed his life and he decided not to wage war hereafter. He considered victory of religion is better than victory in the battlefield. He went into repentance on seeing the devastation created by the war. Thus, being inspired by Buddhism, he dedicated his remaining life to spread the message of peace. In our online class, we have seen about Ashoka's reason for Dharma, principles of Dharma and spread of Dharma. Activity: collect the pictures of Ashoka's rock edicts and pillar inscription and make a poster. Now let us discuss about the Mauryan administration. The Mauryans organized a very elaborate system of administration. The Mauryan king was the supreme head of the state. He was the final law of the land. The Mauryan Empire for the first time brought political unity and administrative uniformity to India. Let us see how Ashoka controlled a vast empire. To guard such a vast empire, he maintained a huge army. The Mauryas adopted different types of governance for different areas. In the areas surrounding the capital city of Pataliputra, the emperor was to direct control. He appointed officials to collect taxes from the people who lived in the villages and towns in the area. The other areas were divided into different provinces. The emperor was helped by many ministers and members of the royal family. Apart from extracting regular revenue from the peasantry, the Mauryan state undertook and regulated numerous economic activities which earned it a huge income. The Mauryan government also provided irrigation facilities to the peasantry and imposed water tax. Ashoka geared all resources and the entire machinery to the welfare of the subjects. The officers like Yuktas, Rajukas and Pradeshikas were sent on tours of inspection every year for official businesses and for imparting instruction on Dharma. Spies were appointed to keep a watch over the officials and were an important part of the administration. Thus, this was a brief on the Mauryan administration. Activity: in a sheet of paper, write a note on the Mauryan administration. Now, let us discuss about the decline of Mauryas. The Mauryan rulers continued to rule about half a century after the death of Ashoka in 232 BCE. The disorder that emerged in the administrative machinery after the death of Ashoka is regarded as one of the important factors for the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire. Ashoka was succeeded by weak rulers who lost control of their territories. The enormous expenditure on the army led to a financial crisis, and the invasions in the northwest added to the disorder in the administration. Therefore, in the chapter 8, the first empire, the Mauryas, we have learned and discussed about Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, Ashoka the Great, Mauryan administration, and lastly about the decline of the Mauryas. That's it, dear students. I hope all of you will do the activity. See you soon. Thank you.